something simple as being under the leadership of a man. It's really simple. Becky shows how simple it is. Maria shows how simple it is. You the one have an issue with it, and why? Let's get to that.
I think it's because white people, but specifically white also men, are raised in the way that they have generational wealth, but a generational wealth mindset, meaning that they saw their parents get paired off and married, within their 20s. They have grandma's ring and heirlooms. They have a house that they know that they will inherit. They have a mindset knowing that even if they lose their job at Goldman Sachs or in tech.
Yeah, because that's where Brad mostly works at, in Goldman Sachs. Listen here, short bus. You were supposed to be under the leadership of black men, and you were supposed to get married in your 20s.
Let's look at it like this. They have family heirlooms. That's what makes them better in the business sector? Because they had family heirlooms, because their family had money to pass down. Okay, systematic racism for 100 Alex, when we were all pushed to one side of town, denied bank loans and house loans and all that, and they wanted us to stay over there, and then they called that poverty. Forgot about that part. Okay, cool, fine. Yeah, there was a lot of black people that overcame that. And now they live in Beverly Hills and all that. And, they really do have stuff that they pass down to their kids. When we try to teach B-dubs how to pass, wealth on down to their kids, they don't give a fuck. They rather spend it on themselves, Gucci, Prada, and all that, and trying to keep up with the Joneses. Ma'am, you're making yourself look like an ass. You're making yourself look like an ass. You're basically saying in so many fancy words, because they had family heirlooms and their family had money, that's what makes them better and more successful in the business sector, when it does not. Let's keep going.
This is all you. This is all you're doing. You didn't want to do that. You wanted to run the streets. And in the streets is where you at now. You're done. You wanted to run the streets. You didn't want to build with him. In order to get with a black man, you got to build with him. You didn't want to build with him.
Or whatever, that they have this sort of privilege that they know that they'll always be fine, and they know that they'll always be able to take care of their family. So even though they're in build mode, they're not necessarily worried that they would lose.
Not just build mode. They're not in build mode by themselves.
Correct.
Becky is under their leadership, building with them. You see the difference between black men and Keisha, and black men and black women. Here's the difference. The difference is, if you get with a black woman, you're building by yourself. Black women have the uncanny ability to turn one bum into two bums.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing fine. She's a bum. You get with her, now you're a bum. That's the difference. Y'all don't want to build with black men. Y'all want to use them for his resources. You're vampires, you're parasites. You want to use them, suck the life out of him, drain him of all his resources, and then move on. And black men are saying no.
Lose everything. And I think that mindset is different for black men, meaning that they spend a lot of their 20s and even in their early 30s really trying to play a game of like financial catch up, really trying to get themselves established. And because they're playing that game, they play games in other areas, meaning that they don't necessarily take things seriously in terms of...
Black men don't take things seriously, right? Especially in terms of getting married, right? Really. This is how black men...
32.6 or 32.4 we're still getting married at. Y'all are getting married 1 and 4. Who's playing the marriage games? 60% of middle class without kids? Part 2 coming up.
In their